Hey guys, welcome to Roll Minnesota, your state of skate. Hey, I'm Butch Lehman, and welcome to another episode of Rolling Reactions. Today we're going to take a look back at one of the skaters with the most iconic style that I've ever seen. You guys know him well. I'm talking about Gonzo. Now, my first introduction to Gonzo was in the Be Unique videos, and I was all about those when I was younger. I must have watched them a million times. 1131, Freestyle Rolling, Checkmate. Those were my first introductions to him. I've always been a fan of his crouched, compact style of rollerblading and his ability to full cab into tricks on rails that are up to his shoulders. He's pretty amazing. Anyway, today we're going to take a look at some of his profiles, including his section in VG23. Then we'll rewind the clock back a little bit and check out his section in Trash. And then lastly, we're going to finish up with some of those Be Unique skating tricks. This is going to be a good one, guys. Let's roll into it. Take a look at these sections with me. I think you guys will enjoy them. This is Gonzo.
My name is Gonzo Jaquez.
There he is.
Gonzo. I'm 21 from Los Angeles, California.
Man, he was only 21 at the time. To be young again. Fancy movement is a good way to put it.
Express oneself honestly, not lying to oneself. And to express myself honestly, that, my friend, is very hard to do.
Agreed. So he's going to open things up with this in-spin topsoul. He just holds it forever. And just right off the bat, you're going to get a sense of his style as he just crouches on the trick. Just seems super controlled, and I don't really have a way to describe it. Gonzo's style is unlike anything else. Like, you guys know I love a good fish brain, and that one, flawless. Again, some of the best 540s in the game, too. He has a down rail wizardry skill set. Like, look at this full alleyoop fish. Just so good. The dude is talented. Perfectly personifying that earlier era of rollerblading with the baggy style. He definitely, I think, does it very effectively. That style was obviously not for everyone, and it was kind of something that defined a certain generation of skating. But if you ask me, the way Gonzo does it is really timeless. It's not just a product of the environment. It's something that communicates his style, his personality, and, you know, he's one of the best, in my opinion, to rock that style. Misfit, that's a trick you don't see very often, especially on a drop rail. By the way, so many drop rails from Gonzo in these sections today. Some of the tricks on the drop rails, too, are going to be a little bit bonkers. I guess something I didn't really realize at the time either when I first started watching Gonzo was having an awareness of which tricks were done left-footed versus right-footed. And it really surprises me now that I'm more in tune to that sort of thing, how many tricks he can do both ways. Like, you'll see the true top horns both ways, you'll see true top soyals both ways. It's a testament to his skating because that's a certain level of technical expertise that a lot of people, even professionals, don't really have.
There's always new spots everywhere, so there's endless possibilities of things you could skate around here. People rarely come to LA to film.
That's a pretty cool shot.
A good scene, but no one comes,
you know, it's
out
like
here and
artistic that there's kids that are playing on the playground, but in the background it's like Gonzo has his own playground, just happens to be a little bit more dangerous than, you know, what the average person would consider fun. Look at that. Those 3 TPs, man, those are difficult tricks. I still struggle with those to this day, and that's the kind of skating I do, is the spin to win skating. There's a big drop rail in that one. Look at this kink rail. Into the true horn to in-spin topsoul. That is ridiculous to do on a triple kink. Just really anything in general. That's a pretty ridiculous trick. We were talking about drop rails earlier. There you go. You get alley-oop fish down a drop rail. And nobody should be that comfortable with alley-oop fish. I don't care who you are. That's a trick that, like, doesn't make sense to be a safety trick. Ooh, 450 Royale. Now we're going over the brick wall. Nice. I don't really know what to say. The wall style is pretty cool there. Nice little transition coming out of that bank. And, you know, those are kind of things that I think are fun to skate. I'm more of a skate park kind of skater myself, skating transitions. So when you can find them in the street, that's just like an added bonus. And now he's coming up to this lunatic switch-ups. Like, I think that's one of the things, too, that's cool about Gonzo is he does have these spin tricks and the full cab tricks, but he also does some really technical switch-ups on the rails, too. 3 topsoul. And you know what? Go ahead and do the switch 3 topsoul, too. It's hard to tell which one was switch. Those full alley-oop top horns are a trick that I just associate with him. When I think of Gonzo, I think of that, and I think of the alley-oop fishbrain, or the full alley-oop fishbrain. That's one, though, that I don't see a lot from him, the full alley-oop topsoul, and that's a very impressive trick. That doesn't come easy. I mean, none of these really do, but... I mean, I think we saw him do that one right-footed earlier, too, so that one is maybe switch. Switch 3 top horn. By the way, shout out to the VG series. I definitely missed this series. It was cool how they, you know, covered different geographical locations and gave a platform to other skaters, some visibility. Look at this, TTP both ways, throwing a switch up into it in a line with 2 rails. Man, that's the kind of trick that, like, even if I was trying to do it on P rails in a line, it would take me all day to land, let alone a real rail. Rocking that vintage Be Unique shirt. I had that shirt. That was one of my favorite shirts growing up. This is a big drop rail. He's going alley-oop TP on it. And you know what? That's not it. There's going to be a couple more here because you can't just leave it at that one trick. Nah, let's get that alley-oop fish on it. And watch out for the bench. That bench will creep up on you, man. Full alley-oop TP. Unbelievable. And the fact that people aren't freaking out more, unfathomable to me. The big ledge drop. That's going to finish it out for this one. All right, next we're going to take it back to 2000. This is 20 years ago. And this is in the United Front 2 trash video. And honestly, this is a video that I remember seeing in magazines, like available to order when I first started skating, and I had never seen it up until just a few days ago while I was doing a little bit of research for Gonzo. So as much as I've seen about him, this one is new to me. And I really like the editing on this one. It's really fast-paced in nature. It's not really the kind of song that I would associate with his style, but it's pretty fantastic. And, you know, this is exactly the kind of stuff you'd expect to see with Gonzo. Difficult switch-ups, full cab tricks, some drop rails. In-spin topsoul down the drop rail. That was pretty cool. By the way, that ledge looks amazing. Dangerous spot for sure. I like on his 540s too, he gets kind of like that abstract thrown in, and it's almost like a bio 5. And that's something that I think is, you know, one of those little details that make his skating really next level. 3 soul. That's another trick I love seeing. No matter what you do it on, that's one of those tricks that just looks good. Big kink rail here. I wouldn't be able to save myself like that. Nope. I mean, I probably wouldn't be skating a drop kink to begin with, but, you know, that's another story. Man, sesh this rail. Full cab out of that true Mizu. Pretty legendary spot there going up the rail with that one. That's definitely not how I've typically seen people skate that rail. That rail looks really fun, by the way. I remember there was a game of skate played between Chris Farmer and Chris Haffey, I believe, at that rail. And they got all technical, doing every trick switch, I think, if I remember correctly. There was a while when Chris Haffey was doing regular like games of Blade with other pro skaters. And I remember watching those. Those are pretty cool. You guys could probably look those up on YouTube. I'm sure they're still out there. Nice. Ooh, just barely avoided the pole on that one. Gotta watch out for those light posts. Fakey 5, rewind out. Just so much style. Just can't be contained. Transfer rails. Adding some additional variety to his section. Got the sound of fireworks going off to end this one. Yeah, so this video is by Jan Welch, and you know, he's a familiar face on a lot of our blading groups, and so props to him. I'm sorry I hadn't seen your video earlier, man, but love this section, and I'm gonna have to watch the rest of this video because this is one that I've never seen, so it was definitely cool to be able to see this section. All right, we're gonna switch over to one more part, and we're gonna take a look at some of Gonzo's skating. And my favorite videos that I saw growing up, that I watched over and over. We're gonna switch over to his Be Unique profile.
I skate it every day.
All right, to wrap things up, we're gonna go into Be Unique, video number 3. This is Checkmate. I mean, I guess technically this might be video number 4. Urban Royalty, I think, was the first one. This is actually the one that I know the least. Like, it's the most recent, so this one is one that I haven't watched on repeat over and over because there was a time when I first started rollerblading when I only had a few skate videos, and so those ones just got rotated nonstop. And the longer I rollerbladed, the more videos I'd collected, and my rotation was a little bit more diversified. I love this bank to rail clip, though. That is such a Gonzo trick. Look at this big square rail holding the fish on it. That doesn't look easy. Ooh, that fall didn't look good. He's gonna murder this rail. There's gonna be another clip on that later. Okay, another couple of clips. This was always one that I loved. Just dropping into that rounded off curve. Like, I bet that is so much more difficult than it looks. This rail, man, Gonzo's got some history skating that kink. Rest in peace, kink rail. I don't get it. Like, that's a handicap rail. These are tricks that are not meant to be done on tall handicap rails or down rails. Those are P-rail tricks. He's taken P-rail tricks to the real streets, and I love it, but I'm also jealous at the same time. Scenic spot there. Got the little fountain going on in the background. Here we go. More destruction happening there. There's still more coming at that spot. He must have had like the session of a lifetime there. That was a nice line. So I know Gonzo had some profiles in the hyphy videos too. In fact, I think he had a split section with Brian Aragon in one of them. And who was it in the other one that I'm thinking of? Maybe Austin Paz and... I don't know, I think it was a third person. Maybe Will Gordon? I'm guessing at it, but those were pretty amazing too. Like, those videos, I remember when I first got those and I was watching those when I was younger, it was like the master of spin tricks in those videos. Like, every single person was just chucking the spin tricks on rails, and I was just dumbfounded how some of those things were even possible. That was amazing. Look at that. So good. To budget True Soul. Amazing. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of Roll Minnesota. We were taking a look at Gonzo. Sorry, I had to adjust the audio there. But Gonzo, an amazing skater, iconic style, one of the best at switch-ups in the industry. I wish him well. I'm not really sure what happened to Gonzo over the years. He's definitely put his time into blading, definitely made a name for himself, and was somebody that I think has left a lasting impression on those of us that are still around rollerblading. So if you guys are supporters of Gonzo and you're all about that skating as well, leave a positive comment down below. Let me know what you like about Gonzo, if you had a favorite trick of his. For me, I'll always remember him for the alleyoop fishbrains, the full alleyoop fishbrains, and really all of those full cab variations. His crouch style to me is one of the things that I would hope to emulate. It's not really my style. I don't think I have the knees or the lower back for that, but we can dream, right? You gotta give support to those that are out there doing the Lord's work. Anyway, guys, I'm Butch Lehman of Roll Minnesota, and remember to stay safe, stay healthy, and get out there and do some rollerblading. We'll see you guys next time with the next episode of Rolling Reactions. And until then, peace, everybody.